My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Last of Us Episode 3. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But the critics who saw this episode early called it one of the best episodes of television ever. They said it was incredible. They said it was heartbreaking, but actually it's just shit. A complete waste of time. But let's begin with what I did like, and it's Joel and Ellie. Pedro Pascal is starting to work for me as Joel, and Bella Ramsey continues to impress as Ellie. Their chemistry is working for me better and better, and when it's focusing on these two characters, I was enjoying it. I love that one moment where Ellie goes to the one infected and gets his eye to follow her knife, and then she cuts into the scalp. That was a great moment. I love how Joel doesn't have enough ammo for this one gun, so he leaves it behind and he picks up a med kit. Reminded me of the games. And based on what I've heard, the rest of this season is supposed to be an actual adaptation of the game, so I'm still optimistic for the rest of season 1. But man, this episode just killed the momentum that the ending of episode 2. Like, it just, pacing comes to a complete halt. This is a very boring, irrelevant episode. It is a filler episode where nothing really changes. Now, if you look at Bill as a character from the game, he's got a big, loud personality that I love. And he's someone who knows that the best way to survive is to be alone. You might not enjoy life as much, but it's easier to make it till the next day. This version of that character is a complete contradiction of that. And yes, Bill is gay in the games, but they seem to make it his defining character trait in this episode. And then you've got Frank, who in the games hated Bill. He despised him. He made that very clear. And they just couldn't paint their relationship in a negative light, so they had to change things up so it could be as heartwarming as possible. And no matter how hard they tried, I didn't buy it for a single second. I just didn't. There was no chemistry. It never felt authentic. It just felt really forced. And this entire episode feels like just a completely different show. Like if it was Bill and Frank in a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere during any other time where there's no zombie apocalypse, it would play out the same. So it just feels like they're not utilizing the premise here. I'll also say that I do not like what they did with Joel and Tess in the one flashback with them, where it's revealed that they were together for at least 13 years, and that's where Joel's been for 13 years. Like in the games, it's a huge part of his character, of his and Tommy's relationship, that they were together and how they had to do terrible things to survive. And it seems like he's only been at Boston with Tess for the past couple of years. And that's definitely not the case here, and that's a change I do not like. And then the ending of this episode comes where it's trying to make you cry. And it's Frank is sick, he wants to die. And Bill doesn't want to live by himself, so he commits suicide as well. And it romanticizes suicide in such a disgusting manner. I never like it when shows do this. I never like it when movies do this. You know, you take Last of Us Part 2. If Ellie just killed herself at the end, it would just feel empty. It would feel fake. But because she learns to let go and to continue moving on, it's powerful. And I just really hated the direction it took. It wasn't heartbreaking. It wasn't emotional. It was just stupid. A waste of time. And then the fact that they played Vanishing Grace, the music that plays during the giraffe scene in the game, the most pure, joyful moment. And they play it right as Bill and Frank are about to die. Fuck off. Hated that. And it was just a very boring episode. Like, I watched it with my brother who hasn't played the games, and he's just like, so, who's Bill? Like, we spend all this extra time with him, and I feel like I know him even less than I do in the games. The only similarities is that they both have beards, but just looking at this in a vacuum, he's a very nothing character, and same as Frank. And they just wanted to highlight their relationship as much as possible, kill the momentum of the series and its actual plot, and I just really hated this episode. I hope next week's is better, and I think it will be. To be honest, I think it's smooth sailing from this point forward. But did you watch The Last of Us Episode 3? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.